and welcome back, or welcome for the first time, to my channel where I share my adventures studying abroad in Japan. If you saw my last video, you might know that I planned a 5-day trip to Tokyo. It's a solo trip, and solo trips can get kind of lonely, so I'm going to take you along on my adventures today. Let's get started. I started my day by waking up in the Capsule Hotel where I'm staying. I really enjoy this Capsule Hotel because it's very neat and clean and also very convenient in terms of the location, and I only paid about $23 per night. In my last video, I actually created an entire tour of the Capsule Hotel and the capsule itself, so if you're interested, check out the link to the Capsule Hotel video in the description of this video. My first plan for today is to go to TeamLab Planets, a popular and innovative art museum which uses digital technology to create immersive and interactive art experiences. In order to get there, I took the subway, and along the way, I actually saw an advertisement for TeamLab Planets. Look how beautiful it looks. Along the way, I met up with a classmate from my program who happened to be traveling to Tokyo at the same time as me, and so we went together. There were a lot of people there, but since we had tickets, we were able to get in pretty quickly. We learned the rules, such as taking off your socks and shoes because some of the exhibits will have water in them. The first thing we did after entering was go into the water area. We walked down a hallway and then walked up a ramp that had water flowing down over it. After that, we walked into a very dark room that had heavy, lumpy, large pillows on the floor to walk over, and everyone was stumbling over them. After that introduction to the museum, we walked down a hallway with these mysterious red lights to get to the first room. Everything is very mysterious because you never know what's going to come next. We walked into the first room and it was absolutely beautiful. It was decorated with these long strings of LED lights that would change colors and light up in different patterns as you walked through. And interestingly, it was actually an interactive exhibit. People with the app could choose different patterns or colors for the lights to display, and in real time actually impact the exhibit itself. The lights were extremely beautiful, but even more impressive was an area towards the back of the room that was an open space with mirrors on the floor and on the ceiling. And around us, the lights hung like walls. Looking around, it seemed to go on forever, and with all the colors and lights, it was just a beautiful experience. After we had explored the room full of lights for as long as we wanted to, we went down a hallway full of warm water and then entered a room that was also filled with water. Projected onto the water were some rainbow lights that really looked like solid objects running through the water. There were fish, flowers, leaves, plants, and beams of light dancing through the water. The coolest part of this exhibit was that it was also an interactive exhibit. If you disturb the fish by kicking them or otherwise blocking the light from reaching the water, they will turn into flowers of the same color. The creators of this exhibit wanted to show that we are never in isolation from the world around us. We are always impacting it and impacting one another. The next exhibit was a room completely made of mirrors filled with these big, bouncy, balloon-like balls. The room also was suffused with light that changed colors and reminded me of a color-changing nightlight I had growing up. The room was a bit crowded, but it was really cool to be in this new and odd environment. After that, we made our way to a large room also lined with mirrors that was shaped like a giant planetarium, but instead of outer space, There were flowers and leaves and petals and butterflies projected onto the walls. And because of the way it was designed, it felt like we were being swept up with these flowers, like they were floating with us or maybe going through us. It was really beautiful, especially because of the colors, and I saw my favorite flower, the beautiful sunflower. Next, we made our way to the only outdoor part of the exhibit, the Moss Garden, officially named the Moss Garden of Resonating Microcosms. After that, we came back inside and went to what I think is probably the most famous part of TeamLab Planets, this mirrored room full of fresh live flowers hanging from the ceiling. Most of them are orchids, but there are other types of flowers as well. We had to wait in line just for a short while because only a certain number of people are allowed to be in the flowers at a certain time, but it was worth it and it was absolutely beautiful. People even lied down on the floor to get a better look at the flowers. I wished I could have stayed for a lot longer, maybe brought a book or otherwise just enjoyed this place. The smell of the orchids was really lovely and it was just beautiful. I really love flowers. After TeamLab Planets, my friend said that she was going to a specific cafe that was featured in an anime, and I was really hungry, and so I decided to come along to this cafe. So we took the subway down to the Shibuya area, which is where I wanted to go anyway, and we walked to the cafe, and we were in this luxury shopping district with all these international name brands, and honestly, it reminded me a lot of Manhattan in New York City. Eventually, we got to the cafe, which was called Eggs and Things, which is known for their pancakes, which come with a lot of whipped cream. I got a coffee which had way too much ice in it, and then my friend got these chocolate strawberry pancakes that came with lots of chocolate and whipped cream, and I got matcha pancakes because I love matcha, and of course I had to try all the different sauces that they had at the restaurant, including syrup, dark honey, and even coconut cream. Definitely not a health food, definitely a very sugary meal, but it was very fun. And as you can see here, it looks a lot like the anime that it was featured in. After that, it was finally time for me to go to Shibuya, which I was very eager to go to. Shibuya is a very famous area of Tokyo, and one of the most famous parts of Shibuya is the Shibuya Scramble, a very popular road crossing in downtown Shibuya. So I went there. Along the way, I saw lots of different souvenirs and baked goods, but the place that I decided to go to was a tall building called Magnet by Shibuya 109, because when I was doing my research, I learned that if you go up to a cafe on a high floor in this building, you can have a great view of Shibuya Scramble. So that's what I did, but along the way, I looked at these stores inside this building. There was a Capsule store, and if you ever go to Japan, especially Tokyo, you'll probably see these all over. These Capsule stores are just full of vending machines where you can buy capsules with different little toys like food or animals, or different fandoms like BTS, all of these little toys, and basically all of them cost less than 500 yen, which is about $4. So I had a nice time looking around at all of these toys, but I didn't buy any because I actually didn't have any coins. Anyway, I got to the cafe and I ordered a coffee and sat down next to a window that had a great view of Shibuya Scramble. Let's take a look. There it is. There's Shibuya Scramble. Did you know that during the most busy times, which are at night, as many as 2,500 people cross the Shibuya Scramble at every turn of the lights? It was really fun to look down and watch the people cross. I enjoyed enjoyed relaxing and drinking my coffee and looking down at all the people in the busy city, but of course after that I went down myself and joined them. Oh, there's Shibuya 109, one of the most famous clothing stores in Tokyo. Alright, now we're outside in Shibuya. I definitely want to visit Shibuya 109, but first let's visit the statue of Hachiko. Hachiko was a real dog who lived in Tokyo in the early 1900s, and every day he would wait for his owner outside of the Shibuya station. Eventually, his owner unfortunately passed away, and he continued to wait for him every day, even after his death, and became famous for his loyalty and devotion. And thus, this statue was created in his honor and continues to be a well-known, famous unofficial landmark in Tokyo. After seeing the statue, I went to Shibuya 109. Shibuya 109 is a store that's famous for selling unique fashions and keeping up with all the latest fashion trends in Tokyo. So I definitely wanted to check it out. Let's go see what's inside. The first thing that you'll notice is definitely the clothes. There are many different types of clothes sold at this store. Definitely a lot of kawaii fashion as well as other types of fashion as well. There were some beautiful and detailed outfits, however, they were pretty expensive. A dress would be at least $70, usually more based on what I've seen. I really liked some of the beautiful and detailed clothing that I saw. Take a look at this one right here that says Daydreaming Maiden and has these embroidered details on it. Or this other one that says Melty Melt Chocolate and comes with a matching cardigan. In Shibuya 109, you can also see lots of other interesting things like this bear, a mannequin with a very creepy mask, and even a store where you can try on beautiful wedding kimono. This store sells more than just clothes. They also sell lots of really cute accessories like keychains, jewelry, and lots of hair accessories. One of the most exciting parts of visiting Shibuya 109 is definitely seeing all the footwear, because this is Tokyo, Japan, and the shoes are tall. Even the sneakers are designed to add height and make an outfit look more trendy. I actually bought some shoes while I was there, but not very tall shoes because my shoes recently broke, and I bought these for about $25 and they were even cuter than my old shoes were. Eventually, it was dark and I decided to head back to Kanda, the area where I'm staying in my capsule hotel. It was fun to see Shibuya at night and it looked very beautiful. However, it was difficult to find the subway that I was supposed to take. Shibuya Station, like the other hotspot stations, are very large, and if you want to get to the line you're trying to find, it's important that you enter through the correct entrance, which I eventually found. And here I am back at the capsule hotel. I actually had some work to do on my computer. I had a deadline coming up, so I did that for a little bit, and I didn't really mind taking a break in my comfy capsule for a little while. After that, I was really hungry for dinner, so I decided to go to Koko Ichibana. If you've seen some of my other videos, you might know that I love this restaurant. It's one of my favorite meals in Japan. It's a curry restaurant, and I always get the same thing: vegetarian curry with spinach, scrambled egg, and cheese. It's just delicious. You can even adjust your level of spiciness and sweetness so that you can make it perfect every time. I really enjoyed this after a long and exciting day of exploring Tokyo. These restaurants typically have both booths and individual seating. I prefer to sit in a booth, but this restaurant actually had only the individual seating, which was the first time I've seen that. When I was done, I went back to my capsule hotel. I took a shower and I got ready for bed. Tomorrow I have a long, fun day of exploring ahead of me, so if you would like to see that, please subscribe and the next episode will come out soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day.